Safford, aka Sombrero Peak. Well, there it is, Sombrero Peak, which is it's affectionately known as, but it's called Safford Peak. There is no one else here in the parking lot, which is kind of strange because I thought this was a popular hike. So I'd imagine this 3.5 miles is gonna take, you know, I'm not gonna be, I just ate a big meal and it's hot. So I don't think I'm doing it in an hour, but if I were pushing it, probably an hour. But I think it might get a little scrambly, which will slow things down. So we're probably talking, say, an 1.5 hours all in, which, whatever, that's fine. I don't need to race up this thing by myself. Well, this is the Pack Rat Trail on the Passy Loop. There's Safford Peak. As you can see, there are no trails going anywhere near it, but we are gonna figure it out. So yeah, let's do it. The big Sombrero is getting taken down by my bucket hat, as you can see in the shadow. So I just looked at the elevation profile. It's super easy this first like 1/2 mile. We go up over a little saddle and actually drop then. So you could run like this first 1/2 mile. I'm not. Shortcut. When I think of a Sombrero, I think of the big Sombrero that they used to call Tampa Bay's football stadium back in the day. You know, when they were the orange and white, or the tangerine and white. But the reason I'm saying that is because I have a joke for you all. They used to sell, well, they still do. They sell ears of corn at Tampa football games. How much are ears of corn at Tampa Bay football games? And the answer is $1 an ear. Get it? That's one of my favorite jokes. So anyway, we're cruising for a little bit, but then we'll need to start climbing eventually. So as expected, this trail has started to go up and it's gotten rockier, but there's still a nice trail. But you know, it's going up pretty steeply here, 1,000 feet a mile, or maybe even a little more. Definitely have switched to hiking mode, which is totally fine. So yeah, getting up. Still quite a long way to go though. So we've just come up, I don't know, a good 500-600 feet. Reached a little shoulder here. We got some wind, which feels really nice. It's actually blowing pretty hard, but it feels great. So we're gonna hit another higher saddle and then have a little drop actually. I mean, maybe only like 50 feet, but there is a little drop up above an upper saddle, which, because I just looked at the elevation profile. So we've been going for 19 minutes, not really going that fast, but I would imagine we'll be on the summit in, I don't know, about another 19, give or take. All right, so from that shoulder to this sort of, I'm calling it the upper saddle, was a very steep little section. Definitely got me breathing heavy and the legs burning, but I think, so you can see the rock formations here. I don't know the way to get up, so I'm just following the trail. But I think we're almost at maybe where that cactus is up there, like an upper saddle. And then, like I said, we drop a little bit after that upper saddle. So almost Might as well just show it to you. I think it's out right here. Flatten out for me. Yeah. We're gonna call this the upper saddle. We're on the whatever side this is. East side, south side, southeast maybe of the mountain. And somehow there's got to be some sort of crack or something that we can get up. Yeah, it looks like we're sort of contouring now for a little bit. Maybe some little up and down. So maybe we haven't actually hit that upper saddle, but somewhere I can just tell by the rock there's so many breaks in it, so somewhere there's going to be a way up. Hopefully there's some scrambling involved. That is a very tall saguaro, one of the tallest I've seen. I mean, that's probably a good 50 feet at least, maybe more, maybe closer to 60. So we have reached, I think, what is our high point on this side, because now we have this little drop that I saw on the map. So we're gonna wrap around and find a way up this big summit block for the last, I mean, it's probably still a good 300-400 foot push, I think. So it's not like we're right there. Still got some distance to cover and some vert to gain. It's warm out here when there's no wind. For February, mid to late February, very warm. In my opinion, it's like probably mid 70s. Feels warmer when you're out in exposed sun for a long time. Yeah, so this isn't, this drop isn't too bad. Trail is very obvious. There's some blue tape, apparently. Oh, I was hoping we went up there, but I don't think we do. So there's blue tape. So that might be the marking system. We'll verify that with, ooh, another one. I mean, it's obvious where I'm going, so I don't really get that, but I don't think we're going up there, although you could. You definitely could. But I think it's probably gonna be easier looking than that. So it's still a class 2 trail. It's just very steep. This is gonna sort of suck coming down, but it's just, it's this long drawn out, like sandy, loose, you know, gully looking trail. Which I was hoping I would get to climb on big boulders, but maybe there's still hope at the very top. But yeah, this is going up very steeply here. 2,000 foot a mile plus. So you can't move that quickly, but the blue tape has been confirmed many times. Not that I would ever get lost. So we're in the saddle. I'm thinking that's the summit, but maybe it's that. I don't know. We'll find out and I'll show you. Tell you what, it is steep, but the dirt and the looseness of the terrain make it a little harder than it normally would be for this gradient. You're just walking on a lot of rocks, some of which can move, but all just really steep class 2. And we're getting, I think I said this one or that one, so it looks like it's to the right here. I think this might be it. We'll find out soon enough. Yeah. Whew. Oh no, not quite. Not quite. They fooled me. So we got our last 20-foot push here. Barrel cactus. Pretty sure this is it. Summit of Safford, aka Sombrero Peak. Official summit on the rock pile. So let's see what that was. I wasn't moving that fast. That took 36 minutes up. So I think if I were fresh and pushing, I could easily do it under 30. So I would say take your Camelback time, slap on 50%, and that'll give you a rough estimate, maybe a little less, maybe 40% more than your Camelback time. But yeah, good little hike. I mean, I was hoping for some scrambling. No scrambling, all class 2. Great view of the Catalinas, Rincon out there. You know, we've seen these on all these hikes. Good view of Picacho and Newman. Still gotta do Newman. So yeah, and then whatever, I don't know what this area is called over there, because this is Marana. By the way, it's pronounced Marana, not Marana. I've always called it Marana, like I was pronouncing it in Espanol. But thanks Ingrid for correcting me on that. Marana, for those of you wondering. So I don't know what this is, like a pretty populated area out here. I don't even know what that is out there. Some town. I guess I could just look on a map, but I'm too lazy. So I'm gonna take a picture or two and then hightail it down. Should be back at the car in 30-ish or so minutes. Good little steep hike if you live right in the area, for sure. I definitely like Cat better this morning. I would say Cat is much more interesting than this. Little Cat was not interesting. No need to do Little Cat, but I need to do Golden Gate still. And I think that's called Panther there. I mean, that looks like a very easy walk up, so I probably will never do that, to be honest. But yeah, as expected, a mountain named for a hat did not have much of a bite to it, but that's okay. It's good to get some vert in. This is my least favorite part, is descending loose gullies like this that are just the rocks slide, the dirt moves. You just really gotta lean back and take your time, or else you'll just slip. Your feet will slip right out from under you, which is fine, you're not gonna get hurt. But especially when my traction wears down, and I'd rather not go near this cactus so I don't slip into it. But yeah, I'd rather it be big rock steps, in other words. That would be much quicker going down for sure. Up, you know, maybe slightly quicker. So we're almost down this monster gully, and then we'll have our little up that we need to do, our contour around the side of the mountain. Then it'll be steep down, and then the last half mile will be runnable terrain. So yeah, just I guess showing you what it's like on the way down. But now it's starting to smooth out, so we're done the steepest, loosest part of the descent for sure. So just gonna wrap around the mountain now. These are honestly some of the healthiest saguaros I've ever seen. I guess just because they're facing sort of south and they get good sun, but they are so tall, you know, very straight. Not many holes and stuff in them. So yeah, but that, I mean, these are pretty tall themselves. These are like 35, 40 feet. That one, I'm gonna get right next to it. I'm gonna show you. I don't know, I mean, I should be able to estimate it to the nearest 10 feet. I think it's pushing 60 feet, which I think that's about the tallest these get. I don't think saguaros get to like anywhere near 100 feet. But I've been wrong before, and I suppose I could be wrong again. All right, we've crested our high point now on the side of the mountain. So not much uphill left. Yeah, look at this thing. I mean, it's even down a couple feet. Wow. I mean, I don't know a way to estimate the height here. I'm gonna say that's at least 60 feet. That is no joke. So, all right, I'm gonna run down. Trail's definitely very rocky, the whole, you know, actual incline part. So it makes it, I mean, you could run down. Like I said, I don't attack the downhills usually. I just sort of go at normal pace up Uphill's more my thing. Going fast downhill doesn't prove anything. It'll just get you a sprained ankle eventually if you do it all the time. So I just say your feet will just like slip out like that times when you're on loose stuff like this. So try to keep your feet wide stance to keep your balance. I'm not the only car down there now, but I haven't seen anyone, so I don't know where they are, unless they just started. So last quarter mile or so to the car here, and this will be nice and cruiser on the way in. Oh, they're up on the rock face, they're climbers. All right, there's the Sombrero.